Hey, let me ask you something right off the bat. Did you see this coming? Because what just dropped might be one of the biggest surprises of the offseason so far. According to NFL insider Benjamin Albright, a guy who doesn't just throw rumors around, lightly, Cooper Kupp is officially on the Dallas Cowboys' radar. Yeah, Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl MVP, route running technician, elite slot receiver. That's Cooper Kupp. And let me tell you, this isn't just another offseason rumor swirling around. When a name like Benjamin Albright puts this on the table, you stop everything and pay attention. The idea of Kupp wearing the star on his helmet is more than just a flashy headline. It's a legitimate possibility that's sending shockwaves through Cowboys Nation. Just think about the potential here. Pairing Kupp with CeeDee Lamb would instantly create one of the most dangerous receiving duos in the league. Defenses wouldn't know where to look. It's the kind of move that screams, "We're not here to participate, we're here to dominate." And let's be honest, we're not the only ones eyeing him. Rumors are already circulating that the Jaguars are interested too. But here's the thing, the Cowboys are being aggressive. They're not sitting back this time. They're stepping up early in the market, and that says a lot about how serious this front office is about making a deep playoff run. Now I want to bring you into this conversation. Tell me, do you approve of this move? Would you support bringing Cooper Kupp to Dallas? Do you think he's the missing piece alongside Lamb? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Let's do a quick vote. Yes, Kupp would be a game changer. Nitrogen monoxide. The Cowboys should prioritize other areas first. And while you're at it, let me know, what kind of impact do you think Kupp would have in this offense? Let's open this debate right here in the comments section, because this could be a turning point. Now, while everyone's eyes are on big names like Cooper Kupp, there's something else happening behind the scenes that you need to pay attention to. Because, believe it or not, the Jones family is playing a different kind of game. Right now, quiet strategy that could end up making all the difference. Let me explain. Instead of going all-in on flashy signings right out of the gate, the Cowboys front office is focusing on building depth first. They're reinforcing the roster from the inside out, making sure there are no weak spots when injuries inevitably hit. And let's be honest, we've seen how that lack of depth has cost us in the past, haven't we? Think back to last season. The moment we started losing players to injury, the whole structure started to shake. The drop-off in performance was clear. That's why this time the strategy is different. It's smarter. You've probably noticed the signings already. Robert Jones on the offensive line, Solomon Thomas to bolster the defensive front, and Payton Turner adding rotational strength on the edge. These aren't headline-grabbing moves, but they're exactly the type of additions that keep a team competitive when the grind of the season hits hard. And here's the question I've been asking myself, and now I want to ask you too. Is this finally the shift we've been waiting for? Could this new, calculated approach by the Jones family be what gets us past the divisional round? I know, we've heard the promises before, but this time, the actions are speaking louder. No more depending on just a few superstars to carry the load. It's about building a complete roster, one that can actually go the distance. What do you think? Are the Cowboys finally learning from their past mistakes? Vote down in the comments. Yes, this new strategy shows growth. No, it's the same old story, in a new package, and hey, while we're talking about these new additions, one name is already drawing attention, not just for his potential, but for the questions surrounding him. Let's talk about Payton Turner. Now, all right, let's dive into one of the most intriguing names from this Cowboys offseason, Payton Turner. Now, I know what you might be thinking. He wasn't exactly the biggest headline in free agency, but don't be so quick to judge. There's more to this move than meets the eye. And if you're a fan who loves seeing under-the-radar talent explode, then this might be the one that surprises everyone. Let's talk facts. Turner was a first-round pick back in 2021. That's not just a throwaway investment. Scouts loved his raw athleticism, his length, and his ability to create disruption off the edge. But here's the issue. Injuries have kept him from fully delivering on that potential. And that's where the gamble lies. But it's also exactly where the opportunity is. Because if he stays healthy, the Cowboys might have just stolen a player with untapped star potential. He's got the explosiveness, he's got the size, and he'll now be learning in a defensive system led by Dan Quinn. Surrounded by playmakers like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, that changes everything. Imagine Turner becoming the next breakout story in Dallas. Similar to what Micah Parsons did in his rookie year, not just making an impact, but becoming a critical piece in a playoff-caliber defense. And I want to hear from you on this one. Do you believe Payton Turner could be the next big surprise for this team? Drop your answer in the comments. Yes, he's got the tools. Just needs the chance. Note, injuries are too much of a red flag. And while we're at it, let's not ignore how this defense is quietly coming together. The Cowboys didn't just add new pieces. They made sure to keep important ones to guys like Osa Odigizua and KaVontae Turpin are still here, continuing to anchor this unit and bring consistency. It's all part of that deeper, more balanced roster we talked about earlier. And speaking of consistency, there's one move the Cowboys just made that proves they're watching every detail of on the ones fans sometimes overlook. Now let's talk about a move that flew under the radar, but says a lot about how this Cowboys front office is thinking. The decision to re-sign punter Bryan Anger, despite heavy interest from the Denver Broncos. Yeah, I know some fans might say, come on, it's just a punter. But let me tell you, this wasn't just any routine contract extension. This was a battle, a $1 million tug of war that Dallas won, and for good reason. Because in close games, you know what separates the contenders from the pretenders. Field position, execution, special teams discipline, and Bryan Anger is one of the best at it. Just go back and watch the tape. His punts flip the field consistently, pin offenses deep, and give this defense the breathing room it needs to dominate. That might not make the highlight reels, but it's the kind of detail that wins playoff games. So when the Broncos came knocking, it wasn't a surprise. And honestly, many teams overlook this aspect until it's too late. But the Cowboys didn't blink. They recognized Anger's value and made sure he stayed in Dallas. And here's the thing. This move shows you how seriously this team is taking every phase of the game. They're not just throwing money at flashy names, they're building a full roster, piece by piece, from stars to special teams. Let me ask you directly, do you think fans give special teams the credit they deserve? Let's make it a poll in the comments. Yes, special teams are crucial and underrated, no nitrogen. It's all about offense and defense. Drop your vote down there, and let's see where you stand. Because when a team starts paying attention to the little things like punting, efficiency, you know they're locked in. It's not just about the big names anymore. It's about building a team that can win in January. And speaking of big names, let's circle back to the headline that got us all talking. Cooper Kupp break down exactly how his arrival could change everything in Dallas. All right, now let's bring it all together. Because if Cooper Kupp does end up wearing the star on his helmet, the ripple effect on this offense could be massive. We're talking about a receiver who thrives in high-pressure moments. Someone who can beat man coverage, find soft spots in the zone, and convert third downs like clockwork. Shawarma separation, elite, rooting precision, top-tier presence in the red zone, dangerous. Imagine that kind of consistency lining up next to CeeDee Lamb. Suddenly, defenses can't just double CeeDee and hope for the best. Now they've got to account for Kupp, who's deadly in the slot and can stretch drives in ways that make this offense nearly unstoppable. And let's not forget his postseason resume. In 10 playoff games, Kupp has racked up over 900 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. That's not just production, it's clutch. He knows how to elevate when the lights are brightest. That's exactly the kind of player this team needs when January rolls around. Now think about what this means for Dak Prescott. With Kupp on the field, The reads get easier, the windows get wider, and the pressure drops just a little. It's the kind of move that could transform the passing game. Maybe even unlock a version of Dak we haven't consistently seen yet. Let me throw this straight to you, my friend. If Cooper Kupp signs with the Cowboys, are we instant contenders? Or does something still feel missing? Scroll down to the comments and sound off. Vote yes. Kupp plus CeeDee plus Dak equals NFC title run? Vote no. Still need more pieces, especially on defense. Let's get this conversation going, because it feels like we're standing at a turning point. A moment where Dallas is finally doing more than talking. They're acting, they're building. And maybe, just maybe, this is the start of something different. So if you haven't already liked the video, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. There's a lot more coming, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Because if Cooper Kupp lands in Dallas, the NFL better be ready.